Greetings and welcome to build-in tutorial landforming class number 3. Yeah, already up to 3. Ooh, I'm so proud of y'all. Yeah, if you made it to the class number 3, then wow, you're really coming along. Right, so a overview of what we've done so far in class video number 2 showed you the beginnings of how to make bends or curves or bends curves in your land, like if you're making a pathway. So in this video we're going to use all of the radio buttons that I've already demonstrated what they do. So now what I want to have this to go this curve to go all the way around, and I just want this here to be in the middle. Now, I'll show you a little tip that a lot of builders uh, do. I mean, this is something that was done a lot back in the good old days. So, I'm going to take a legacy prim. I do have videos on how to res a prim. If you do not know how to res a prim, then uh, you do not need to be watching this video. I'm joking. I am really. I'm just taking a piss. Right. So I want this. So we're going to use this legacy prim as a guideline. Now, we want to expand this curve, making a deep circle around, and have this flat and raised up, maybe about up to here, a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to use the radio buttons that we've already learned about. Right, and we're going to do it free finger. So we're going to start with the lower. Let's say a little hump there. We're going to start at the beginning of this little hump. And we're just going to keep that left mouse button pressed down. And we're just going to, like we're just going to follow like we're drawing, you know. So you just want to do like a little swing from side to side here. And then you want to start again at this little hump. And you want to make another swing here. So we'll do that. Start here. Remember the tip of your bulldozer. Yeah. And here, here. Sometimes you may have to go over like a certain part. And obviously, this all depends on what type of land you have, like the altitude or the depth of the measure of it. Because you can do this and get to a point to where, oh no, that's as low as it'll go. So it won't match everything. But there's a way to fix that. But right now, I want to complete the first task, which is to make a circle around this prim mound. I mean, when you first do it, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want basically like an outline of what you're doing. So we want to get this side a little bit deeper. Yep. And we just go back and forth. We just stroke the grass. You're just stroking the grass. Stroking it. Just like if you were just drawing a circle on paper and you want to make the edges, rounder. Now, obviously, when you first start doing this, you do want to take your time. I am going a little bit fast, but it's just second nature to me. But the more you practice, especially, keeping that left mouse button down and just going back and forth, back and forth. Now you can, do the clicky thing, can click, but it's not as mm, it doesn't flow as much as keeping the left mouse button down and just going side to side, like you're drawing, because basically, you know, you are drawing in the land. You're terraforming. So there's always situations for different techniques, and in this type of situation that you want to create for your land, then the keeping the left mouse button down and just drawing a circle like you would on paper is best fit for this. Because if you were to click, man, it you wouldn't have the same outcome. So, right. Now you see we've got our circle here. Now, obviously, it's not going to be even all the way around right now, but we'll finesse that after we get this mound sorted. So, how you use the legacy prim as an aid is okay, actually, we're going to lower this mound a little bit so I can show you how this legacy prim can be used as a building tool instead of having to buy one of those expensive fancy ones that people use and regret buying. Um, okay, so we want to select the land, and obviously we want to, just like you're selecting the prim. Yep, but you want to go straight back. And, if it would help, you can also extend the prim like that. So go and select it. And the easiest way to select it or something like this is just doing a straight shot down the middle of that prim or the mound. Because if you were to uh, select land the whole thing, then look what happens. You don't want that. I mean, you could work with that, but I don't want to show you that way. So just go straight down the middle there. And with the selection box being smaller, then it's less likely to affect the areas that are lowered around it. Right, so we're going to go to smooth first because I didn't want a square mound. I want a smooth mound. Now we're going to go to raise. No, I'm sorry, we're going to go to flatten. See the little top? Now we can raise it. This I'm just doing a click at a time. And if you want to test the height, then just jump in your trench here. And if you want that higher or flatter at the top or smoother at the top, then you just do the same before. You could do it on this side. Well, you just raise it up. Now you see the tablecloth theory, the tablecloth effect is happening. Keep your eye over here. Yep. And I'm just going to raise this here, but keep your eye over here. tablecloth, tablecloth. But yeah, if I were just to mm, select that, then watch what happens. Keep your eye over here. It still kind of happens, but not as much. So you do have control over the tablecloth effect, and that is exactly how you position your select box. All right, so we're going to keep this raised. So we're just going to raise that a little bit, about 4 clicks, and then we're going to smooth it. Then we're going to flatten it. Okay, that was about 4 clicks there. Now, oh, it's much higher. It's much higher. Now, obviously, that has made some changes, especially here to our circle. Up, what's happening? What's happening? Somebody tell me. Oh yes, you, you in the blue tie-dye hippie shirt. What do I need to do to fix this? Yes, that is correct. Yep, I need to hit that rebate button. So that's what I do. Hit the rebate button, and what happens? Oh, oh, all is well. Um, yeah, that's a. Hold on, wait a minute. And the groups need to stop. Leave me alone. I always forget to turn them off. Oh, what's happening? Okay, you in the hippie shirt. Uh, I did what you told me to do. Explain what's going on here. Can you explain that? Oh, you can't? Oh, I didn't go over that. Yeah, my bad. I didn't go over that. Yeah, well. Okay, here's me going over that. It just happens sometimes. It's SL. That's my explanation. It just happens. So, what we're going to do while we're already over here is we're going to not select the land. Because look at that. Oh dear, 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 dear. You can't get the. Oh no. So, we're going to have to free finger this. And we're going to go ahead and do a lower. So, we're just going to lower here. Just carry on with that half circle motion. I'm going to do it here. We also want to widen this area a bit as well. So, just kind of over here, get that down, and then lower that a little bit. Now you see my avatar stopped jumping around. So sometimes when you rebake and you get that issue that we just saw, when you actually modify that area of land, if you lower it or make it higher, then it will stop. Just put it down to an SL glitch because I'm not really that kind of a technical person. I just do stuff because I know how to do it. All right, so we're going to see how this is bumpy. We don't like the bumpy. Look at that. Look at that. Oh no. So what's the opposite of bumpy? Smooth. That's right. Smooth. So we're going to smooth it. This is very tricky, this type of area. Okay, now we are going to flatten it. Now see before how I was just clicking and it was still kind of bumpy? What I'm doing now is that I have the left mouse button clicked down and I'm just going over it, like erasing the bumps. Just erasing the bumps out. And do you see how much nicer that actually works? You see? See? So that shows the difference in your clicky clicks and your strokes. It's just like a painting. Ooh, just like a painting. See how that's improved? And so this, we want to raise up a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stick with the free finger. And we're just going to kind of stroke upwards this way. And there's a little tip here. See those little ridges? And we want to smooth those. That was a combination between the smooth in motion. I'm going no the stroke in motion, yeah, because I get it confused that way. Yeah, and then now we're going to stroke it low. Oh, we want to widen that to get rid of that crevice there. Just kind of even it out there. And then we just continue where we were before. And we want to lower it. So we want to stroke it up. Now, you can see that the strength is really being shown here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lower my strength once. And then I'm just going to continue to stroke the circle. Stroke it. And there's little here. We want to flatten that because I think it's not going to go any lower. So let's go ahead and do the select land. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta keep doing it because it's awkward. Because it's not wide enough for the for 16 meters. That's why it's doing it that angle. Even if you, I mean, you can do that, but you risk shaving off the side of your mound. You could do this, but you'll have to go back and raise that back up. But we'll go ahead and do it this way. So we just want to lower that 2 clicks, and then we want to flatten that with 1 click, and then smooth. We want to do 1 click, and then we want to go to lower. And we just lower it, and then we go to flatten, and then lower again. Now we're going to go back to the stroking, and we're going to stroke it low. We're going to try. Oh, sorry, misclicked there. Yeah, so this here, it's not going to move. Nope, it's not going to move. I'm on mainland, and sometimes this happens. It depends on the height and the depth of your land. Um, on your private sims, you wouldn't have this type of problem typically. I'm thinking back to my 10 years of estate managing. Mm, well, in my experience, it doesn't come up as often as it would on mainland. That's all I can say. It just depends on your parcel type. Now, look, we got that square there. Yay! That's great. So we're going to smooth that and then we're going to flatten it. That, that bump ain't going anywhere. Look at it. Look. Huh. That ain't right. Okay. So, gonna have to make some adjustments here. Oh, we made a big old mess, didn't we? We sure did. We sure did. So, okay, we're going to free finger it and we are going to raise this bit here. We're just going to stroke it to raise or to rise. Yep, just do that. And we can make it pretty later. Because the goal here is to get that stubborn spot blended into the to the side here. And we're going to shave off some of the bottom and expand the pathway that way instead of that way. So we want to lower this. I'm just clicking here because I don't want to lower everything past this little bump here. Ah, I hate when my mouse does that. So we're on the lower. Now we're going to go to this to the stroke and motion and then just stroke that curve out. And then do a little stroking over here to get just a touch of the bottom of the mound there. So we're going to go to flatten. We want to even up this crack. So just do the stroke and flatten. Go side to side. So that's an improvement. I think it's an improvement. And we didn't damage our mound too much. Right, so we're going to finish with the lowering stroke and action behind our mound. Just keep doing this. Okay. There's like a little chunk of mound missing there. So we are going to click to raise that a little bit. And then want to click once to do that. And then stroke it smooth. And then we're going to lower it smooth. I'm sorry, stroke it lower. Whatever. I'm trying here, people. I'm really trying. I think it's better to try to get people to, I don't know, like me more if I can like teach them something useful than being social because apparently, yeah, it doesn't work out for me. So, yeah, it's a combination of I misunderstand and I'm misunderstood. But I can build a terraform and I can show people. I can do that. That's about it. That's all I'm good for. All right. So we just work on this edge here, and it's like, oh no, it's getting lumpy and bumpy, and oh, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Yeah, that's okay. That's quite all right. That is quite all right. Yes. We are going to increase that side there. I'm going to raise it. I know it's a lot. I know I didn't need that selection box to be that big, but don't worry. Don't worry. We're going to smooth it. I'm going to take away that selection box. Now we're going to lower this right in the middle there. And we want to get closer to the mound. Now we're just seeing for dips and loose holes or abandoned holes or forgotten holes or whatever. But we're going to flatten this area out. Try to get as much, see how much even land we've got to work with. It seems okay here. Go ahead and just lower that a click or two there. Lower this a click or two. And then, yeah, gonna have to definitely lower this as well. And then smooth out this, oh, look at that edge. Flatten you out, buddy. Yeah. Right. Oh, oh no. Okay. Right. So that's a nice curve. It's not too bad. What? What was that, Mr. Blue tie-dye hippie shirt guy in the back? Rebake? Well, yeah, I could go ahead and hit the rebake. I mean, it's not quite necessary, but all right then. If it makes you happy. Okay. Right. So, see how jagged and blue that is? Right. So, we're going to smooth that, and then we're going to lower it. I'm going to flatten it. Right. Get an overview. Yeah, that is a big ugly dip. Look at that bumpiness. We'll click it smooth, but I think what we're going to have to do to get rid of those bumps is we're going to have to widen this area. So we're going to have to shave off some of the mound here. Um, yeah, so we'll lower that. Yep, and then we'll just smooth it. Click. Okay. Yeah, that's better. That's better. This is a bit narrow. So again, we're going to shave off some of the bottom of the mound. Just going to lower here. Then we're going to do a side to side motion, still on the lower. We want to get that bit lowered. Then we want to go to a flatten. Now, this isn't going to be perfect. I'm not going for perfect because in natural structures such as land, uh, it's not perfect. Not unless it's man made, obviously. Um, I personally don't mind imperfections in my land, but some people, oh, they really do mind. But I'm just here to show the basics. If you want perfection, then log in more. That's all I can say. Log in more. Right. I'm gonna lower that. And we're back at that same stubborn spot. Spot. Okay, so we're gonna do a runaround. I mean, because we're just going for a path here. It's not gonna be perfect. I mean, this isn't. I can't even make a comparison. But yeah. So now, see, like, oh, now over here, you see how that side is eaten into the edge there. It can be fixed. I just shave off more of the mound and then tighten up this side over here. Um, but well, y'all are probably bored. So, all right. Now we're gonna do the mound. So you can use the legacy prim as a guide. It's really helpful when you're lowering something or when you're flattening something. So let's just go ahead and flatten the top here. And we're going to do it free finger because see, then you're just like, okay, I just want to cover up as much as the prim as I can with my flat. Yeah. And if you wanted to lower the mound, you can use the prim to help you with that as well. Okay, I want to lower it. Okay, yeah. So the more you erase it, so to speak, from the prim, then the more you've lowered it. All right. So I usually don't use prims as building aids, not unless it's an accident. Yeah. Long story, maybe for a different video. Who knows? So you have that. The mound and the circle surrounding the mound. Now, if you wanted to make this perfectly flat, you could. And you'll get that. Obviously, I'm right next to the Linden Road. Um, Ignore that stuff. As long as you're on your land and your bulldozer tip is on your land, you can still terraform. Just ignore that. That's just part of the tablecloth theory. Yeah, tablecloth theory. But yeah, I just want to make that flat there. All right. Now we will rebake it all. I seriously need to remember to like deactivate all groups when I make a video. Ta-da! Wee! Oh, oh, oh! So there you have it. You have the circle around the mound and the mound around the circle. Now, one little quick tip. Go back to that stubborn spot. It's over there, wasn't it? Oh, goodness, these groups, man. It's right here, wasn't it? Okay. So, the trick to any good landscaping is to cover up the land terraforming that you couldn't move or budge or do anything with, no matter what you did. And you put a rock there, or a bush, or something low to the ground to hide that stubborn spot that you couldn't do anything with. That's what you do. And well, that will probably be it. This video has been 36 minutes long. I went over. I'm sorry. I probably lost everyone that was watching at the beginning, but that's okay. Those that have stayed, I hope you learned something. And thanks for watching. Bye.